Welcome. My name is Mark Anthony Dubose Jr. I was born July 4th, 1986. I want to say thank you for tuning in to try to figure out some more about these dogs. Because I'm on this process, this journey, trying to figure out as much as I possibly can about these dogs. And I've stumbled into something that is just strange, weird. I want to show, I don't want to show off. It's not what I do with anything that I do, but I do have to have a representation of, I can't just speak about some things. I actually have to show things that are like the progression of what's happening. And that's just the way that some people, in reality, most people work today. Just the way that the world is today. We could write a book and you would be like, oh, I understand what's going on, but today you gotta show me what's going on, because I got this Dalmatian from someone that she killed chickens. She killed her own flock of chickens. She killed her neighbor's chickens. She says she's sneaky. She always would run off and just take them and kill them. And it's fascinating that I've convinced this dog to stop doing that with no dog training protocol any way possible. No treats to look at the treat, get away from it. No leash pressure, giving her corrections to stop doing such a thing, doing none of that. But in reality, just doing what is positive to that dog, which is chase. I've been allowing this dog to chase. And somehow she has no desire in her anymore to want to go for this chase on her own. And it's something that I think is really, really interesting. We'll get that change around. Really interesting in the fact that since I've allowed this dog to be able to chase, the less and less that she actually wants to do. And please excuse my mess. I'm always in projects galore all the time. But this is something that I just have to kind of show because, and plus, I got nothing on her, so no one can think there's any trickery going on here. I don't have no leashes on her. I don't have no collars on her. I don't have nothing on her. She's just a dog walking, and she could see all this in her face all real time. So hopefully Johnny will aggravate a couple of them to get them to want to get to run and get to do something. But I've done nothing with this dog but allow her to chase. She even has the opportunity to chase these exact ones in her face right here, right now, because I have her do that when I got stuff that I need to get done out here. But yet somehow she's able to understand, hey, we're not chasing nothing. And there's chicken everywhere out here. There's chicken, there's stuff everywhere. I have an abundance of these guys. They're all out here, all running, and they're all free. They're all doing what they're doing. I've got ones in the coops over there, all running, all hanging out. They're all starting to call because they know something crazy coming. That's why I don't do videos back here too much anymore, because it's just loud. But it's really fascinating that this dog, doing no official dog training type stuff, has convinced this animal to stop that chase pursuit, that she just straight up hangs out. She doesn't have a desire in her even to go into chase unless I'm explaining and telling her to do the chase. And it's fascinating that what I'm seeing doing everything that dog training says, and what people even would think and perceive as, oh, she's gonna constantly keep doing that. And this doesn't mean I have to be here with her to even go out and explore this area. Because if I just leave her on the porch, she's not gonna take off and go and do what she do. She's not going anywhere. She's always with me. She's always hanging out. And this just comes to me on seeing the realization of giving the dog what is positive to the dog. Because even here, the ones in this coop, they're always going to be a little spooked out. These are all young babies out here. So they're always going to be a little spooked out. And even that they're running and doing what they're doing, she's not engaging in drive, waiting to just go and put a lot of pressure on them, just start to get on top of them. She's got no equipment, no collar, no leash, no nothing, just walking around doing what she's doing. And this is why today I can let her off leash when we just go and walk on the trails and stuff, because she has no desire to chase unless I'm telling her, let's go and get it. Let's get it. I don't even want to say that right now because that might put her into wanting to go do something, because then that's the language of saying, let's go ahead and go. Let's get it. Let's make it happen. But she is able to process and deal, what I want to say is, with her emotions of what's going on in her. I didn't manipulate it that she has to look at this cookie to be able to be here, give her leash pressure to be here. She's regulating it all on her own. And I'm exposing her over and over, all on her own. And this is something that's fascinating, because this is where I've stumbled into. Someone say, oh, I don't have chickens, so I can't do that. It doesn't need to be the real animal. The real animal in reality makes it much slower. An artificial way of doing it makes it much faster. Because I got a squirrel that I captured, and I got a tail from a squirrel. So now I got a tail from a squirrel that I put onto the whip that I use for my horse whip, because she never engaged in anything. She never engaged in any of the toys, any of the bag, but she engages with this squirrel's tail on the whip. so I can get her to chase that squirrel in her face, and she just has zero desire to try and do it as much anymore when we're out in public, when I'm just taking her for a walk. She walks around and she sees squirrels and she's just like, oh, okay, hey, that's awesome. Like that, it's nothing that's all that wild. It's all that great. Because even here, this is the most trickiest part right here, right now. It's the baby chicks. The baby chicks are the ones that are really, really insane. But I'm not even going to say anything to her right now, just to see what she's going to do. See what she's going to make happen. Is she going to like get out of this on her own, or do I have to say anything? And then even if I have to say something, I want you to watch how I say and what I say to her to get her to realize like we're not getting into that. But do you see how she's starting to like build now? When we first got out here, she's just hanging out. She's starting to build. She's starting to get a little like, oh my goodness, look at that. And now here I'll say, Ophi, out. Ophi, out. All done. And she just let baby chick go. Baby chick, real live one, right in her mouth. And she just had no desire to like, I'm just going to crunch down. I'm killing it. She just stops. I just speak to her. And in reality, I realized with this dog, don't get loud with her. I don't know why, but I had a weird dream one day that was just like, she's like, just don't be loud with me. I hear you. Because sometimes I seriously think that she can't hear me. But I don't need to get hostile. I don't need to get mean. I don't need to like stem her, shock her, splash her, treat her. I just communicate to her. And I just say to her, this is what I want right now. And this has come from me allowing her to be able to chase. And it still does not make sense to me. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just like, it's silly to me to think like that's even possible. How is it that the dog is stopping to do something by allowing them to do something? And this is the part with me that I'm just transparent, people. I'm just straight up. I do not know what other people are doing behind closed doors. I do not know what's going on with how they're actually training and what they're actually doing. I do not know what they're doing. I do know what I am doing. I do know my routine with this dog. I do know that this dog, she stays in the house. She doesn't go in no crate. She just stays, hangs out in the house. She don't destruct nothing. She don't destroy. She don't do nothing. She literally, every time in the house, she's either laying down sleep or just stand. I don't know why, but she'll just stand in still in the living room. She just stands there. And she does absolutely nothing. And so I don't crate her. She sleeps in the bed with me. She eats food. When I eat my food, I'm in the living room where we're eating basically together. We do a lot together. We go on our walks together. We make that happen. We go travel different places. I let her meet different people. I let her meet different dogs. And this is the dog that someone would say, there's just no way the dog would want to chase all the time because you allow her to be able to do that. And I just see in my face that is not the case. That is not the case, because what is positive to this dog is the reason on why she's going to do and act and be the way that she is. Because I'm giving her what's positive. What's positive is that chase, is that pursuit, is that desire to just go, 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 go. That's what she wants. So when I give her that, she then in return looks at me and says, oh, cool, buddy, thank you. Like, I'll listen to you. I'll do basically anything. That's kind of getting to the point how this dog is at this moment today. She'll do anything that I ask of for her. She have baby chick in her mouth. I say, not, let's not right now. She can have a bone in her mouth. I say, no, let's not do that right now. And she'll do anything I'm asking of her at any moment's notice. I don't have to get hostile. I don't have to get loud. I don't have to be rushy. I don't need to be aggressive. I don't need to change my tone too much with her. I just hang out with the dog. And it just doesn't make sense based on what I've learned in all my dog training career stuff, the school of the dog training that I went to, doing all the research of all the dog training things that I've done. It doesn't make sense why that works. And this isn't just my one dog that I've done this to. This is all my dogs across the board at this moment, and as well as I don't really talk about this stuff until I started seeing results from other people that I'm able to help out with. And when I started seeing the same results from other people that I'm helping out with their dogs, then I was like, okay, something weird is going on here. That's still, I'm going to be straight up. It doesn't make sense to me. It's so confusing in just the way that I'm just like seeing what's actually going on and what's actually happening. How is it that I take the pressure away from you can't, and I put the excitement in of you can, and the dogs start to get better? How and why? This is where for me, I'm trying to be able to get more understanding, because it's unfortunate that it's like there's just not a lot of research behind this. And this is, again, like I said, across the board, all my dogs that I could tell them, let's do it and let's not do it. Let's go and let's not go. And if I'm not doing it with you, you're not doing it, period. And they totally understand exactly what it is that I'm asking for. It just goes completely against everything that I learned in dog training school. This goes against everything. And for me, I'm not trying to be a rebel of this. I'm trying to not do what they do, but I just wasn't getting the results out of my dogs. I was having my dogs just keep getting more pushier, more pushier. I had to put more and more control on them. I had to just dig deep more and more and more with just like laying a law down on them, man. And I got sick and tired of that. I got so sick and tired that I'm just like, I just wanted to give up, man. I just wanted to quit. But I had to find a new way. And that new way that I found just didn't make any sense. Didn't make sense. So here, we're about to put her in a very, very sticky situation. There's a whole bunch of baby chicks here now. Now you see her brain. Her brain is going. Her brain is going. So just 5 months ago, even 2 months ago, she would have just killed all these right here, right now. It's the babies that are hard. The grown ones were the ones that I'm like, nah, I can get you. Those are pretty easy. But it's these ones because they never see dogs. They live in their coop because they're supposed to be in there. Oriole broke down still, so he would this would job Oriole would do. He would make all these disappear and get back inside. I'm still not 100% sure how he does it, but somehow he gets them all to get right back inside of there. And this right here is this is the only understanding that I understand right now that I'm about to say is why this works. Because she's able to deal with it and get through it on her own. We're just sitting in this. And this right here, not just be straight up. I've never put her in this scenario that I'm in right now. I'm just putting trust and faith of what I've been working on and what I've been doing, that she's going to be fine right here, right now. And I'm not saying that to try to make anything, but I'm just saying that I know, based on even just the video that I made yesterday of just saying, let me relax some more even and see what's happening. And I'm noticing just things just start to get better and better and better and nicer and just more and more chill. Because right here, this is distraction. You're not going to give me a better distraction than this from anyone. I don't care what you got going on right now. I would love to see anyone do what I'm doing right here with this dog. And she's just getting closer and closer and closer. And this dog right here is on a mission to want to kill every single one of these baby chicks every single day. And somehow she's able to get through it. And it's because she's handling it on her own. All I'm doing is putting her in the environment and she's dealing with it. So this right here is the same as you got issues with your dog barking at another dog. You put them in the scenario and they will be able to handle it. This is where I'm saying don't give them no treats. Don't give them no pets and praise. Don't even talk to them. Don't give them no toys. Don't do nothing but just be there. The dogs will be able to get through all of these emotions. Because right here, she's about I don't know, I'm not even going to put anything on it, but she's like 5 seconds away from going ahead and going further into doing what she's doing right now. I could just see her body where she's just like, she's starting to breathe more. You can see that chest cavity starting to breathe more. So she's kind of getting to that boiling point. Actually, she got them all out of there. No, you got them all out of there. This dog's going to be a 2-on-1 like all my other dogs. Ophi, out. Out. Thank you. Come on. Out. This here, that we're getting extreme at this moment. So here she's giving me, I knew that was 5 seconds. Out. She gave me about 5 seconds. I knew it. I saw it coming. And then we just see. Out. All done, girl. Out. All done. All done. Let her go back to the house now. About 5 seconds. So I pushed it, say, a little too far. But I know I'm pretty safe out here, so everything's all right. But I pushed it a little bit too much right there. I had to back down, back out a little bit of a moment. And this is all we do is put them in that scenario, and then you take them out. So right here is a time that I would say, Ophi, come on. Come on, girl. I'll take her out of the scenario because it's too much. It's just too much. So we'll take her out of the scenario, and she'll recollect her thoughts again. She'll be able to relax back down again, get back to calm. And once she's calm, it's going to take a long time to build that back up again. So now that she's built up, now you see, now she's going into running. So now I got to remove her. I got to take her out of here. So we're done. Ophi, come on. Come on. All done. Come on. We got to take her out of the scenario. Come here. Because she's starting to calm down. She's like, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Come here. So now I'm going to get firm with that voice. Come here. Come on. And then we're going to go ahead and leave. And we're going to just, let me see if I can get her back in there. We're going to go ahead and leave. And here's the time I'm going to say is probably the hardest for anyone to deal with, is trusting that they're going to stop. They're going to come with you. And they're going to come. They're going to go. They're going to listen to you. Right here is the time that I've noticed with this, with this specific dog is this is where our relationship building skills start to get. If I come in right now with a lot of pressure, that's where I'm going to start to mess up with this dog. But if I come in and I say, so here, I'm just going to completely leave. Ophi, come on. So, because since I'm still standing here, she's gonna think that it's okay. But this is the moment right here that's the hardest, because if I come in and I start to give her pressure, we're saying we're done with that. We're not doing that anymore. That's when we're gonna run into that scenario that now I'm coming into disrespect because I'm like said I don't know how to say it, but I'm pushing her too much. And then if I start to like give her treats to get out of where she is right now, that's where things are gonna start to get really, really tense. So all I do is I just leave the scenario, and what always happens is the dog comes to me. There's nothing hostile now here. She's not gonna look at me scared and nervous. She's not gonna be like, oh my goodness. And this is the part that is just, it doesn't make any sense. It don't make sense. And it doesn't make sense on how it happens. So now, since she's built up, now she's like, I kind of want to do something now. And now again, I'm gonna remove her from this. But even with the grown ones, I'm not ever really too worried about the grown chicks. But come on, girl. Come on. I'm not too worried about those ones. But still, I don't want her to start to engage in anything. Ophi, I don't want her to engage in anything. So now we're back. Move. Oh, it's gonna be bright out here. It's gonna be it's gonna be too bright out here. We'll be fine. We'll go walk down the driveway. Ophi, come on. This is the part that's the most challenging, and we want to go ahead and come look at the pig for half a second because he's just cute. But that's the part that we start to come into like this weird level of disrespect when we like, come here, give me a treat, give me a treat, give me a treat, and or like we're going to use that leash pressure in that moment. That's where the slow and steady is what you want to start always focus on with working with these dogs. That slow and steady, constantly getting there a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And then you're going to start to be able to understand one day it's like, I know how far I could take this now. I know how much I can do. I know what basically she's capable of. Like right there on that video, when I said 5 seconds, I was pretty much 100% on because I study this dog. I watch her. I see my dog. I pay attention to my dog. I'm always looking at her and just seeing what's going on with her. So I know what that like said boiling point is when it's just like we're too far now. Now we've gone too much. Now we got to stop. Now we got to slow down. Now we got to go back because now we pushed it. So each day, day one, it's like literally a second. Day two, it's 2 or 3 seconds. And we just start to build and build and build and build and get better and better and better, short and steady every single day, constantly doing the same stuff over and over. So if your dog is all excited and all crazy about dogs or all scared and all nervous about dogs, you're going to get your dog out there and just hang out, doing nothing with it and just hanging out. Because it just, I still don't understand. It still doesn't make no sense to me. How the heck can this dog go from, because you saw her start to get activated there. So we're going to let her detox, or not detox, but chill out and get a little bit of a session where she could just be able to relax down some. And then I'll bring her right back into the same scenario again. And you see, she ready to go because I have to get her on video. I hate to do it right now, but I might, let me see. I might get her to a point that I let her chase something so you can see how intense she actually truly is when she really does get to chase stuff. So here, this will be perfect, 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 perfect. So I'm just gonna let her go. I'm gonna let her go. I'm gonna let her do what she wants to do right now. You can see this dog is serious about this business with moving these chicks. She's serious about business, and hopefully Johnny joins in on it so you can see exactly that this isn't no like just, oh, she never chases and that's why she's got no drive and that's why, oh heck yeah, here we go. She got no drive. She has extreme drive to do what it is that she's doing. And she is, I'm gonna say, a professional at doing what it is that she's doing. And this is just what she does. I could just let her loose and she'll just chase these guys all around. I mean, she will go hard. She will go real hard. She will go crazy hard. And since I pushed it a little bit too far, now she's got this like, I gotta go, I gotta release basically. And this is what I see as being the reason is why it works, because I'm giving her that access. So I'm letting her be able to have that release. So, and then once I start to give her that release, she has more that she can like hold back, that she could just like, she can relax down some and doesn't have to go off and do that release all that hard. And so I get more and more time every single day. Day one, heck no, of course. Day one, we're out here. It is like 10 seconds, not even a half of a second. She's doing what, I mean, she's not really even going that hard yet. I'd have to like coach her to get her to, it's not fair right now to the chickens because they're not really doing anything wrong that I don't need. But that's why I don't let her chase them all too much, because I want the little baby chicks outside the coop. I gotta let her chase. But because she's able to do this, she has more and more behind her. So she's doing a phenomenal job. Let me move back. Just now she's doing work. She's putting them all into the coop, doing what she just watched Oreo, studies what he does, and she just follows along. She puts him into the coop. She's really good at that. And but since I allow her to be able to, she has more. I don't like that word, impulse control, but she has more of that behind her to be able to like hold out and not have to do it. And every single week, every month, it gets longer and longer and longer, to the point that soon enough, I'll be able to have a very good on-off switch, because that's what I'm actually gonna see about getting myself into some dog training lessons from someone to help me with the off switch on her. And soon enough, I'll be able to get her in a stance like this and then be able to say to her, all done, and we're finished, we're done. We're snapped out of it. We're not even gonna go in the drive. And then I can say, okay, let's get right back in it again. And it just, it gets only better and better and better the more and more and more that I keep on working with dogs. And this here is, someone would say, oh, you got all these chickens. Stop worrying about what I got. My situation is my situation. Where I live is where I live. Where you live is where you live. You got to do what you got to do with what you have. What I have is on a level of what most people live. I have extreme. So of course, with the extreme that I have to do the extreme to be able to get like normal, basically. And if you don't have 100 freaking chickens running around and thousands of them behind the coop doing what they're doing, you're not gonna have this issue that I have, where I have this. This is every day for me. I got to deal with this. I got to take the dog out. I can't just like get her to run away and keep her hidden all day long. But I absolutely have to. Oh, you come look at the bunnies for half a second. I absolutely Shadow get going when she get pushing them, because he don't like that. But I absolutely have to have this dog to be able to be out here. So of course it's going to take me, at the end of the day, in reality, it's going to take me more and more and more to be able to get her to stop doing this, because it's all in her face. I mean, she goes in the house knowing for a fact that all these chickens are out here. Whereas your dog inside of your house, inside of your neighborhood, you might have a dog, 2 or 3 times a day walk by. So your dog is on. My dog is seeing this and living behind closed doors with this all day long, all the time. So it's extreme that I have to like push her and be able to get her through this. And every single day, it's doing the same thing over and over and over again. I put her on leash. I don't even have a leash on me. Yeah, I do. I put her on leash. Ophi, come here. Where is my leash? I didn't say Oreo here. I said, Ophi, come here. Come here, girl. I put her on leash. I don't have a proper leash on me. Don't get on me about the leash I'm about to use. But I have my backup leashes on me at all times. But I put her on leash, and then okay, we're done. So now she's going to know for 100% fact. Let me switch this camera around. Now she's going to know for 100% fact that we are not working anymore. We're completely done. So now I put leash on. This is what I do all day with this dog, is I put leash on dog and I hang out with dog. That's all that I do with this dog. I just put the leash on and I hang out. So this here is what's getting her to be into that calm stance at basically all times. So she knows for 100% fact, because especially with, I use my flat collar at this moment today. She knows for a fact that she has that leash hooked to neck. We're done. We're not chasing nothing. And I can put the harness on and she knows now we can go. And or if she's loose, if she's free, she got nothing on. She knows that she can chase, that I'm not going to like restrict that from her in reality. She has that availability. And when she's on leash, she knows we are not doing that at all. And that's where for me, soon enough, I'm going to be able to have a verbal on her that's going to make this leash disappear for when she gets into drive, to say, we're not doing that right now. And be able to maintain that. We're not doing that at all right now. Because it's interesting that I can leave these dogs out here all the time. I mean, I leave my dogs out. I leave my dogs on the patio. There's chickens running around. There's everything going around. And they do not go and pursue it. They pursue it when I'm here with them doing what they're doing. That's when they pursue it. And Oreo, he just, again, he was just shut behind a locked gate. I don't lock my stuff. There's a magnet hooking to my gate to make sure it stays stuck. But I teach him how to get out, because sometimes I'm out here and I don't have him. And I'm like in a sticky situation. I say, Oreo, come here. And he could push that gate open and get out of here. The gate is only a little bit knee high. It's not even that high. He could jump out. He could get out. He could do what he do, but they don't do it. The dogs just hang out. They just chill. Why? Because I give them what's positive to them. What's positive to the dog is this specific dog here is to chase, is to pursue, is to do that. When I give that to her, she doesn't want to do it. as much, as intense, and I mean, it's just impressive to see how she was just doing the chase now. She's not as like, man, she used to be, the word I would like to use there is aggressive, but she used to be like, oh, that's a better word. Hostile, man. She is just hostile, absolutely insane hostile. And she starts to just understand that, okay, we don't have to go that much. And they only do it when I'm out, when I'm working with them, when I'm doing stuff. And even her being free, I do work outside all the time, all day. I let them be free and do what they do. How you see Johnny wherever, Oreo gonna go put them baby chicks up. He got to do his job. I got sick of time. I've been losing baby chicks up. Something it's not even at night. It's during the day. It's like picking them off. So I got to get him. He's got to go do his work to make sure that my baby chicks stay safe. And I think it's the hawk. There's a hawk taking them. Only if they're out of the coop. If they're in the coop, they don't mess with them. But we're always hanging out. And we're doing work with the rabbits today, and we just hanging out over there, hanging out in the coop. We just chill. Then I could say, let's go do something. Because like here, I was just pushing her, putting her around those baby chicks, and just kind of like, just let's see what you're gonna do. I don't do that. I just hang out. And so she never gets into drive like that because I'm not egging her on, basically. Right now, I was just egging her on just to, like, kind of in a way, prove a point and show something to someone that's just confused. The same way I'm confused. And I can sit back and watch it and just say, like, it just doesn't make sense how I let a dog chase to stop chasing. And then once the dog gets into chase, I'm still able to just verbally and with my body of removing myself, that's my best case scenario, if she doesn't want to listen right away, is remove myself to be able to get the dog to understand we're not doing that. I didn't have to leash her up. I didn't have to put e-collar stem on her. I didn't have to throw treats at her. We got out of the situation. I mean, she had a baby chick in her mouth, 4, 5, 6 times. She dropped it. She may not have dropped it the second that I said drop it, but she didn't just munch down and kill it and just consume it right away and try to just, what dogs do is you try to take something from them, they eat it up faster. That's what they do, but that's not going on here. And that's what, it's still confusing to me. I mean, straight up, it's still extremely confusing to me how I've been able to do such a thing with these dogs. And all these dogs, all of them, and helping out people with their dogs in other places and doing stuff. I've been able to do the same stuff over and over and over and over again. And it doesn't make sense that you allow something to do something to get something to stop doing something. But that's the whole concept of what the positive to the dog is. What I believe is positive to the dog, I'm more likely going to get it wrong. I'm just going to get it wrong. And it's for me to sit and study to figure out what is that positive that dog is looking for. Each of my dogs has a different positive. They're not all the same. They're not all the same at all. Even the work that she started doing in the end is putting the chickens in the coop. That's not really her positive. That's not her, like, her grade A. Her looking at these baby chicks out here, that is not her positive. She'll do it, but that's not what gets her in, because I got to get video of her when she's in drive, when she's in her positive, what her positive is. And that's running on the trail. And sometimes I can get her to do it down the driveway, so I might be able to do it here. I need someone to come with me to do it. But she's running and she's chasing and moving stuff out of the way. And she's just going and going and going and going. That's her positive. And I let her do that. And I can also, in that same trail, stop and say, okay, we're done with that. And she'll stop and she just hangs out. And she lets it go. And so I've just been letting her just build and build and build and build and build right now. I'm still not saying nothing to her. I'm still not like, please, baby, please, baby. I'm still not commanding nothing from her. I'm containing her with putting a leash on her. She's contained with the leash. She got my emergency leash on. This leash is broke down, but it is what it is. I got an emergency leash just in case. This is my one that if a dog tries to get teeth on mine, I got something to be able to, like, defend myself with. That's what I got. I prefer to keep the leash over a knife because I used to think, well, I just cut the dog up. And I'm like, I don't need to cut a dog just because it's biting somebody. Like, it's just confused right now. So I got a leash on me all the time to make sure that I'm safe. That's what keeps me safe when I walk on this planet. It's this simple little, I don't even know what size it is. It's like a 5mm little cheap, flimsy little leash. And I keep it on me just in case backups. And I'm not saying doing nothing. And she's going to get out of this all on her own. Get out of it and deal with it and be able to handle it and be able to be okay. Without me having to do or say much of anything at all, but I'm just containing her. That's it. And soon enough, like, granted, it's only been a couple of months in reality since I've really been, like, really heavily working with this dog. And just give me some more time. You're going to see something that it's not going to make sense. It just doesn't make any sense. How the dogs are getting into pursuit and then they're able to stop. How dogs used to kill and they no longer kill. And they had a thing in its mouth. The things that she used to kill, she gets to eat every day. That would drive, this is wild to me, because that was what would, to me, in my mind, I'm thinking, like, that would drive her to want to do it even more. Because especially like how she is, I keep her lean. So all my dogs are lean, or Oreo a little overweight still right now. But she lean. You see this dog, she is lean. She is in shape. She hungry. I'm hungry. I'm always that way as well. And her being hungry, me being hungry, that's what's hard for me to keep maintain my diet. I need someone to restrict my food sometimes for me. But my self-control with that. But she's relying on me for that to give her food. But yet she can just go over there and get it anytime she wants. She can go eat anything she wants off this property, but she doesn't. And it doesn't make sense on how I'm allowing her to do that. I'm giving her that food to eat, but yet she doesn't go and do it on her own. And she doesn't just chase just to chase. She does it when I'm saying, hey, let's go do that. Let's make that happen. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That's why for me, I'm pushing these boundaries, people. I'm pushing the like, when someone says, because this is what someone told me, you can't do that. And I was like, buddy, there's someone out here that's done it, and I'm going to study that person to figure out how they did it, to be able to figure out how to be able to do it myself as well. That's what I've been doing here. I've been studying other people that are doing things with dogs that I just looked at. I'm just like, that doesn't make sense, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's foolish. In the same time, when you're looking at it, it's like that's not going to work. That's not going to work. But yet you're seeing it work. So that's what like always I'm looking at it like, what the heck is going on here? That's why there's so many people that give me so much pushback on stuff that I say. And it's fascinating because I'm not just saying it. I also have like things for display over and over and over to keep on showing that what I'm saying and what I'm doing is like there to be able to see. And someone say that's not going to work, but you're able to see it. So like, what more do I need to do to explain to somebody that this works? Because every single dog that you see, random dogs, I've worked with these dogs, and these dogs also are on my property off leash. This one here is the only one that I'm spending more time on leash with because she's extreme with this drive. She's like on a 10 of 10. She's more than any dog that I've still seen yet on her prey drive. Like she is obsessive. It is obsessive, like intense. And I've been working with that to be able to get her to be calm. So every dog that you ever see, a random dog that's in my videos here and there, I've worked with these dogs and I've done all the same stuff with all these dogs. And it just shows over and over and over to me that this stuff works across the board. It's not just because of where I live. It's not because of the access to what I have. It's not because of any of that. It's doing what I'm saying, which is doing nothing when your dog starts to get so excited. That's what I'm doing right now. We're in like training overload. I don't know if anyone paying attention to that. We are in training overload right now. I'm doing nothing, allowing her to just be able to deal with this and be able to get through this and be able to make it happen. I'm just hoping, I'm going to hope right now that she doesn't pull into this, because I don't want to pull into the slip leash at this moment, because I don't want her to think of anything negative that's coming from it. That's why I didn't want to have no collars on, just so you could say I'm not tricking you, because my collar she wears is a big thick one. Someone could think I got a e-collar hidden behind it or something like that. I don't want no trickery here. My dogs, all the time you see them out, they're naked. They got nothing on them. They don't put no collars, no anything. They just hanging out. And I want everyone to be able to see that I'm not like hiding anything here. I'm not I got anything games going on here. And that's the part of me, it just doesn't make sense on how anyone could say that doesn't work when I'm like clearly showing that it does work. And why it works, I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure that out. Thank you. Hi. I see you. You're such a cute girl. You's a cutie. I don't know why. I don't know why. I'm not a person that's going to sit here and say, I got all the answers. I know it all. I got it all figured out. I don't know why this works. I don't know why giving my dog the positive experience that dog wants, and that dog now starts to listen way more to me than ever before. I do not know why it works. I do not know why. And I'm trying to test this with my own self in reality, because I'm trying to figure out what I really, really like to do and start doing more of that. And if I do, I'm going to watch my life just get so much better in reality, like day after day, week after week, month after month, because I'm doing what I want. I'm doing what I enjoy. That's half of what I do out here already. I just spent hours this morning hanging up my rabbit coop, my rabbits there, so I can get that all figured out. And I got to build a facility here soon enough to get all the rabbits that I want to be able to house and contain. I like that. And that makes me happy, and that brings joy to me. And I want to do more of that. And it actually gets me away from doing bad stuff, doing negative things, doing destructive stuff, doing things that just are time wasting in reality, like sitting watching TV for me. You know, I don't do it. I don't get it. It gets me away from watching too many random weird YouTube videos. It gets me focused and busy on doing something. And that's just what I see with these dogs. I get them focused, busy on doing what they love, what they enjoy. And in return, they're just like, they're so willing and able and wanting to listen. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because it goes completely against everything that someone would say how to be able to get a nice dog, how to be able to have a nice dog. And because this one thing that I'm going to say is when this dog was bred to do what it was bred to do, there was no dog training manuals. There was no how to get your dog to behave. There was no how to have a well-behaved dog. There was no how to get your obedient dog to be obedient. There was barely even books written at that time. We didn't have printing presses to be able to get to all around. But yet, how were they able to get this dog to do what it does and be able to like coexist with it? Because if it was crazy, this is what I'll say, people. This is something I said yesterday. If the dogs were frustrating us so much, we would get gotten rid of them. So if this dog that was bred to when they were moving the trails and doing stuff and with the running, if it on their break session was killing all of their livestock, because that's what they're kind of known to do, killing livestock. That's just what they'll kill. This girl will kill a cow if I just let her free the first day I got her. But if they were doing that all the time and they weren't able to like manage that, why would this dog be here today? That's what I want to get back into, the beginning stages of using the dogs for what they were intended to do, and then being able to see that the dogs are what they should be: easy, calm, submissive, chill, hanging out, relaxed. That's what the dogs represent, because they have work that they were doing for us. And then once their work is over with, the dog is chill, calm, hanging out. And most dogs today, like this Dalmatian, she's nowhere. I would love to go 1,500 years ago to see like in the prime what this dog was doing, because she couldn't possibly do a fraction of that work anymore today because they're breeding away from it so much. Like my Border Collie, he is from a working line. These guys are still doing work all day, like every day. But he is incapable of doing the same thing that the Border Collie 100, 2, 3, 4, 500 years ago was made to do, like 24/7 type work. He couldn't do that. He got energy, but he couldn't do that. And that's the beauty by what I want to explain to as many people as possible today about your dogs. Your dogs don't need that all day work anymore. They need like 10 minutes a week, some of these dogs. They're so chill. That's how Johnny is, 10 minutes a week, doing what we just did. And he just stands, he hangs out, he don't chase, he don't pursue, he don't bark, he don't do nothing. 10 minutes a week is all that boy needs. And sometimes that's even too much. I just take him for a potty break and he runs up the driveway and back and he's like, woo, buddy, we good. Let's not do that again. And he takes a shortcut. You take a shortcut. He go potty in the outdoor right off the side of the house. He don't even want to run up the driveway. He's like, man, that's just much right now, man. Let's make it easy. And that's what is beautiful to the masses today. Whereas for me, I wish that this dog could do what she used to be able to do, literally be able to run like 30, 40 miles and just have no problems with that. Because I got a need for that. I got a desire for that. And since they're no longer like that, that's where it makes it easy for us to be able to do. And this is where, for me, I like to get and have challenging things in my life, to be able to get the most challenging things sought after, like figured out and worked on. So that when I see the next, like this, if I can convince her to be like this, to do it to Johnny, it's like, easy, easy. I love to get the most difficult, challenging things. That's something that I would say to anybody. It's something when I say, oh, I got a hard dog. I would like to see that dog and work with that dog to show you that, no, it's not. It's not. Your dog is confused because it's not getting what it's supposed to, it needs. It needs to do something. You give that dog what it needs, and you're going to watch something spectacular happen with that animal. Just absolutely amazing. It's what I just seen even right now in my face with this dog, without shutting no video off, doing no edits, cutting it out, doing nothing, just seeing that she literally had a baby chick in full grip, deep in her throat, man, and she just lets it go for me. I don't know what else I could show to someone to say what I talk about has any sort of value and it does anything. Because I don't know anyone's dog that I've ever seen a video like that still of anything going on like that, where this is just every day for me. This is normal. This just what, I don't know why it works, but it does. And until I can figure out that why, I'll explain it to somebody, but I'm going to keep doing it, to keep basically experimenting, to realize it keeps working and it keeps working and it keeps working. Not only for me and mine, but other people that listen to what I have to say as well. Some of these people, they get their flirt pole out and it's running, dog's good. Dog has no desire to do anything more. It doesn't want to go chase on its own. It wants to do it with you. Because when we do it together, it's fun. If I leave, because that's why earlier in this video, when I walked away, she came with me. She doesn't want to do it on her own. The chickens were still there. She was still wanting to chase it, get into it. But because I left, she's like, I don't want to do it no more. I want to do it with you. That's like part of the why, because they want to do it with us. They don't want to do it on their own. Come on, guys.